Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. And I will begin by saying that actually this is not the speech I was going to give tomorrow, but it made me think about this topic that I'm giving this speech on as I was sifting through material about International Women's Day. The speech that I was going to give yesterday was in honor of International Women's Day at a conference that was canceled. International Women's Day is an event that happens every March 8th, and it happens in the month of March, which is Women's History Month. It's an opportunity to look at the progress, to look at the achievements of women in the 12 months prior, and also to look forward to some of the many injustices that still need to be rectified, both here in the United States and abroad. This year, Ban Ki-moon, the UN Secretary General, wrote that countries with more gender equality have better economic growth. Companies with more women leaders perform better. Peace agreements that include women are more durable. Parliaments with more women enact more legislation on key social issues such as health, education, anti-discrimination, and child support. The evidence is clear, he remarked. Equality for women means progress for all. Well, that's obvious, right? I read this and I thought to myself, really? 2014, how many of you in this room have already heard that there is a correlation between women's empowerment and social change? Show of hands, right? Nothing new. So in 2014, I thought to myself, isn't it time that we really got down to the root cause of why there is so much inequality? Why in 2014 there is so much discrimination? Isn't it time that we ask ourselves, are we maybe as activists wasting our time focusing solely on the injustices that need rectification and not getting down to the business of why we have such a gendered system of values where everything that is stereotypically associated with women or the feminine is degraded? I've thought a lot, especially with my work with Rian Eisler, who is a social scientist that lives here in Carmel, about the gender system of values and how is it that we can have this shift in consciousness to begin to value women as equals to our male counterparts. And I think about this a lot in the context of my children, because I have 2 young children. And I realize that what we are up against is a society where women do not have the same opportunities as men. And if we focus just on the United States, the statistics are as egregious as you know. Women make up 51% of the population. However, they comprise only 20% of Congress. Women have served on far smaller numbers as U.S. governors as our male counterparts. 35 women have been governors compared to 2,319 men. 71 countries in the world have had female prime ministers or presidents. We know the United States is not one of them. There's a gender pay gap where women earn only 77 cents to the dollar that our male counterparts earn. Violence is an epidemic. 1 in 4 women experience dating violence as girls. 1 in 4 women are abused by a partner in their lifetime, and 1 in 6 women are survivors of rape or attempted rape. In thinking about my children, I wonder how it is that we got here, and why does this discrimination continue to persist? Well, I realize it starts in childhood. When looking at these pictures that I'm showing you on the slide, I want you to think about what are the messages that we're telling our children about what it means to be a boy and what it means to be a girl in our culture. The pictures that you see on the right-hand side here of the slide are actually from my childhood. They are from the 1970s, and you can see their contemporary counterparts to the right. Most obvious is that all of them are now in pink. We learn at a very young age in our culture today that pink is for girls. These toys on the right-hand side, in fact, actually discourage boys from playing with them or even touching them. We have a Lego set that's the exact same Lego set. It is a horse corral, and you can see that from the 1980s until present day, they've changed colors, and they are marketed specifically to girls at the top. And our friend Strawberry Shortcake has taken on a completely new appearance in the 2000s. Boys also learn a lot from the media. The average teenager spends 10 hours and 45 minutes a day on some form of media. U.S. women, as a result, spend $12,000 to $15,000 a year on beauty products and salon services. When we think about animated cartoons and animated films, between 1937 and 2005, there were only 13 female protagonists in animated films. All of them, except for one, had the aspiration of finding romance. In our Nancy Pelosi's 4 years as Speaker of the House, she was on the cover of 0 national weekly magazines. If I return to this page now and I think about my son, Daniel, who's 4 years old, he's been taught that there is a fundamental difference between boys and girls. He's learned that boys are strong, boys are leaders, boys don't wear pink, boys don't vacuum, boys don't take care of dogs, boys don't take care of babies or homes. He's learned that sexy is beautiful and that a woman's value lies in her long, skinny legs. While he will one day build and create, his girlfriends will work very hard at finding Prince Charming. The ability for my 4-year-old to see women as leaders and as something other than princesses diminishes, in fact, each year as I rest on my laurels and let media and society tell him what it means to be a boy or a girl in the world. There is an activist, Marian Wright Edelman. She's the founder of the Children's Defense Fund, and she wrote once, "You can't be what you can't see." I realized in preparing the speech that I did not give yesterday that if we continue, our focus on these injustices, individual injustices, is in fact an honorable thing to do. But really, unless we cease degrading anything and everything that is associated with women or that is stereotypically feminine, then we are losing the opportunity for our little boys and our little girls to grow up, in fact, knowing that boys and girls are equal. Thank you.